Very easy to like the parts of me that I like, but parts of me that I don't like, or I feel ashamed about, or I feel guilty about. We would really rather that they just weren't there. Everything is in perfect time. Yeah. Nothing comes up before it's ready. Even though we can feel at the time, when we're going through the horrors of our stuff, it'll feel like, oh my God, I'm so not ready for this. But sure, you have to be ready. It wouldn't be available otherwise, yeah? You're experiencing this at the moment. If it wasn't ready, if the space wasn't there, it wouldn't be coming up. Second thing to remember. And tell me if it feels like this for you, but what it feels like for me, when I was healing those different parts of myself, my first experience of them was the memory of the experience of when such and such a thing happened. So I'm remembering the experience of what it felt like, maybe sometimes being 15 or being 24 or being 7. And when we were the reason we didn't address it that time is because it was too big. We just didn't know what to do with it. So we find somewhere to put it within our emotional body, within our physical body, and we move on. We will try all the different ways of fixing that by not ever looking at it. So first experience, we will experience it from that overwhelm initially. And that's really frightening. That first experience overwhelmed us. Our ultimate fear is that it will overwhelm us again. So within our emotional self, that's like a very extreme experience. So we naturally have that little bit of fear. Yeah? We have to respond in an extreme way in order to survive that. So you can imagine we're very small, very vulnerable, and we're feeling a feeling. It might be anger, or it might be vulnerability, it might be sadness, something like that. But when we're small, that feels huge, and we don't know how to handle it. So we will close it down, we will lock it away in us, we will hide it away in some way, disassociate from it, disconnect from it, all of those different defenses. Once we accept, or once we find out that I'm actually all grown up now, and if I check, can adult me handle this feeling now? We will usually find that the answer is yes. You know, if we think back to, okay, let's go to teenage years, because they're the most horrendous, yeah? They're the ones that really traumatize us, yeah? They almost never fail to traumatize us in some way. We are, by the skin of our teeth, surviving teenage years. Yeah, everything just feels awful. We hate our parents, we hate how we look, our body is changing, we can't make sense of the world, you're too small to be an adult and you're too big to be a child, and it's just, everything's full of hormones, energy is really strong in that, and we just can't handle it. Yeah. We need serious coping strategies to get through that. Everything just feels so huge. Somebody looks at you the wrong way and you're dying inside, yeah? Dying inside. Or you get your friend to tell somebody that you like them and then you find out that they don't like you, just dead. It's like a death. Yeah, it's devastating. Remember that? And if we think of how we handle stuff like that now, yeah, you go tell somebody that you like them, you find out that they don't feel the same way about you, it's like, yeah, cool. No problem. It's not life and death anymore. Feels the same with everything else, every other emotion, not just rejection or disappointment, everything else. If we can remember that I'm experiencing this now from my adult self, and if we check, can my adult self handle rejection? Can my adult self handle sadness? Can my adult self handle fear? Can my adult self handle being angry? We'll usually find that, yeah, I can handle that, or at the very least, I can find a way to handle that. But too often we stop at the fear. We stop at not letting ourselves find out, can I handle this now? And then fear becomes our total experience. Fear, stress, anxiety, restlessness, all of this stuff, it's all the same thing. So we do have to take the chance to find it out. Uncomfortable is the key. Uncomfortable is that feeling of, oh, I'm being tested here. My inner world is testing me. My outer world is testing me. My mind is testing me. I don't know how to deal with this. Uncomfortable. If we let ourselves sit in that discomfort feeling long enough, we usually find a way through it. We try to rush it and get to the end point of where everything is fixed and we're all feeling okay. But the discovery is in going through it. The victory is in going through it, what we feel afterwards. But we do have to allow it. And sometimes it's horrendous, yeah. Sometimes it's horrendous, because we're still stuck in that younger mode of being overwhelmed. But in adult self, we find a way. Brilliant question. Anybody have anything they want to speak or ask about?
I was just going to say that some of the things I thought I'd gone through, like I said last week, I thought I'd gone through them, I thought they were horrendous enough that time, and the last couple of weeks they've come back up again, and I'm going, what the fuck, I thought I sorted you out. And it's a rediscovery of that fear, but because I went through the first level of it in the last year, I'm finding it much easier to get over the fear part and get straight to fixing the issue.
Yeah, just
To
healing.
the next level of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just that one particular thing. There's probably other stuff that hasn't started yet.
Go on, you're a person to say something.
Yeah, it's like for me that I don't want to go back to that stage. I want to keep gaining more.
But should we do?
Yeah, I don't want to sort of say, I've enough now. I want to say, I don't want to come back and have to go back to square one. I want to do as much as I can.
But you see, we're never going back to square one.
Yeah.
It's always progress.
Mm.
What can feel like going backwards is we're going back to an old feeling. It's from whatever age ago. It's not going backwards. It's that we're, okay, so I'm going to confront this now. I let myself feel this now, find a way through it, find a way to heal it. And I'm willing to sit in that uncomfortableness of just not knowing how I'm going to do that. It's not easy, but it's really worth it. It's how we find that way. Like you're describing, once we do that a couple of times, we start to recognize the feeling. We start to recognize the cycle of it. When I let myself bear with what's uncomfortable in me, I find a way through it. We're so resourceful inside. So resourceful. We have everything that we need for our healing. It's all there. Meditation is just what gives us the space that we discover. We let ourselves have that space where we just get to figure that out.